Hello everybody, it is Stella from New Hope Wellbeing. We are back with another video. Hope everybody's been enjoying their week so far. My week has been, I've actually been loving my week this week so far. So we are back with the next of our Sumerian mythology videos, and today I am going to be discussing how in Sumerian mythology they break down their gods into two distinct groups. So it's a little bit different to some of the other pantheons, like such as the Greeks, where they had the three different pantheons of the primordials, the Titans, and then lastly the Olympians. And each of those pantheons signified the next age. So the obviously the Olympians signified the Golden Age, if I remember right, and the Titans were the Bronze Age, if I remember right. Could be the other way around. And the primordials were a different age. So each time when the next lot of gods rose up, it was a different age or era. The Sumerians did it a little bit differently. They have two distinct sets of gods, and those groups of gods were responsible for oversaw different parts of the cosmos, I guess you could say. So the first class is probably the one that most people have heard of, and that's the Anunnaki. I think that's how you pronounce it. And which actually means princely seed in Sumerian. They are believed to be the descendants of An, who's the god of the heavens, and Ki, the goddess of the earth. The Anunnaki were thought to have come down to earth from the heavens, and they were considered to be the most powerful of the gods, often depicted as creators and rulers of humanity. Among these gods, and I will be obviously covering off each of these individually throughout the coming weeks, are Enlil, Enki, Ninhursag, I think it's pronounced, Sin or Nana. I think that comes down to so a couple of them have different names. I think some of them might be the Babylonian name versus the Sumerian name. Then you've got Utu and Inanna. So Enlil, the god of air who separated heaven and earth, is generally regarded the most prominent of these gods. The Anunnaki had several functions in Mesopotamian mythology. In the Sumerian myth, Enki and the world order suggest that one of their main functions in early mythology was to decide the fates of human beings. They were initially associated with the heavens, but over time, both literary and administrative texts reflected an increased role for these gods in earthly affairs. Children and courtiers of the god of heaven, I don't know what. So I'm not sure what my line there is most supposed to mean. We'll ignore that bit, but they have been known from at least 2500 BCE until around 200 BC in Babylon. They originate as the Chthonic fertility deities, but later feature as the seven fearsome judges of the underworld who answer to Ker and Eshkigal, and who are responsible for passing sentences of death, including that placed on the goddess Inanna, and they are closely identified with the Igigi. So that is the first group, and probably the more well-known group of Sumerian mythology. The other group are often referred to as just the major deities, and they're not grouped or categorized by any specific term other than their individual names and their roles within the pantheon itself. The major deities in Sumerian pantheon include figures like Anu, god of the heavens, Enlil, god of wind and storm, Enki, god of water and human culture, Ninhursag, goddess of fertility and earth, Utu, god of the sun and justice, Nana, god of the moon. And as you can see, there is some crossover there. In Sumerian civilization, the major deities held roles ranging from governing the cosmos to overseeing specific aspects of life, such as fertility, justice, water, wind, etc. An, the god of the heavens, was the supreme ruler, while Enlil, the storm god, often acted as a father figure for humanity. Enki, the god of water and wisdom, was associated with human culture and intelligence, while Ninhursag, the goddess of fertility and the earth, as the name would suggest, ensured the land's productivity. And also probably also the productivity of humans' reproduction as well. Other deities like Utu and Nana were linked to the celestial bodies of justice. Utu was with the sun, Nana with the moon. So that's a little bit about how the Sumerians broke down their pantheon between these two groups of gods. As we go through each one individually, I'm pretty sure I have mentioned which group they do belong to within my research. So we will be back next week with some more videos. This one was just a short one in relation to just how the Sumerians broke down their pantheon. We'll start delving more deeply into each of the gods and goddesses over the next few weeks. Until then, I hope everybody has a great weekend and enjoys the rest of their week, and we'll chat soon. Bye!